Welcome to What the Tech, the show that cuts through the noise and gets straight to what actually matters. And today, man, we've got a big one. A massive cyber attack has just slammed the brakes hard on one of the world's most iconic car brands, Jaguar Land Rover. So the question is, what really happened?
So this is the official line you're getting from JLR. Impacted by a cyber incident. I mean, talk about an understatement, right? It's so clean, so corporate, so carefully worded, but you know us, we're not here for the PR spin. We're here to pull back the curtain and show you the absolute catastrophe that little sentence is trying to cover up.
Okay, let's break this down. First, we'll cover what the news is reporting. You know, the basic facts that aren't in dispute. When the news first broke that JLR got hit, it was clear right away the impact was, well, immediate and really widespread.
So check out this timeline. The attack kicks off on a Sunday, probably when they thought no one was watching. By Monday morning, JLR realizes something is seriously wrong, and they make a massive call. They pull the plug on their own IT systems. It's a drastic move, right? They're trying to stop the bleeding. And the immediate result? Boom. Production at their Halted plant in the UK just stops, dead in its tracks.
And you know, the timing here is just brutal. I mean, it couldn't have been worse if they tried. This wasn't just any Monday. This was September 1st. For anyone who doesn't know, that's when the new registration plates are released in the UK. We're talking about one of the absolute biggest car sales days of the entire year. It's a huge spike in revenue. The attackers knew exactly what they were doing. They hit JLR right in the wallet where it would hurt the absolute most.
Okay, so that's the official story, the version for the press release. But now, let's get to the good stuff. Let's rip away those corporate euphemisms and look at the harsh reality of what this shutdown actually meant. Because we're not talking about a disruption, we're talking about total paralysis.
Just look at this. On one side, you've got the PR-friendly terms, right? Cyber incident, severely disrupted. Sounds manageable, almost minor. But on the other side, that's the reality. This wasn't some incident. This was full-scale paralysis. And it wasn't just one plant that was disrupted. We're talking about a global shutdown of IT systems that completely crippled their ability to make and sell cars everywhere.
So let's be absolutely crystal clear about what operational paralysis means, because it's a big deal. We are not talking about your emails running a little slow or a single server going down for an hour. No, we're talking about the very heart of the business, making cars, selling cars, the entire global IT network that powers the whole shebang being flicked to the off switch. A complete standstill.
And this, my friends, is where the story takes a truly wild and frankly ironic turn. You would think a company as big as JLR would have some serious defenses in place, right? Well, they did. Oh boy, did they. Defenses that came with an absolutely staggering price tag.
I mean, it just begs the question, doesn't it? With all that money, all those resources, how on earth does something like this happen? Weren't they protected? Seriously. This is the one question that should be giving the entire JLR board of directors nightmares.
Just look at that number. Let it sink in. 800 million pounds. That's not a typo. Just last year, in 2023, JLR signed a massive 5-year deal for all their IT and cybersecurity. And guess who they signed it with? None other than Tata Consultancy Services, which, by the way, is a sister company. They're both owned by Tata Motors. Yeah, keep that in mind.
So you've got an 800 million pound deal, and then this happens. It just raises some absolutely brutal questions, doesn't it? Like, was all that money poured into shiny, new digital transformation projects instead of the boring but essential work of building resilience? Did anyone ever actually try to break these defenses to see if they'd hold up under a real attack? And maybe the biggest question of all, is there a huge governance blind spot when the company protecting you is basically family?
Now, a screw-up this big never just stays inside the company walls. Oh no, the damage radiates outwards, like ripples in a pond. It creates this massive domino effect that starts knocking over everyone, the workers, the suppliers, even the market itself.
And you can see that pain visualized right here. First, you've got all that lost sales revenue from that perfect storm September sales window. Poof, gone. Then you've got the idle labor costs, real people, workers at the Halted plant, being told to just stay home. The whole supply chain, which runs on a just-in-time model, was thrown into total chaos. And of course the big one, investor confidence. It just took a nosedive.
And you know, to make things even worse, this isn't some isolated incident happening when things are great. No, this cyber shutdown comes right on the heels of another major blow, a big profit slump that JLR blamed on US tariffs.
When you put it all together, it starts to paint a really worrying picture of a business that's just operationally fragile.
Okay, so let's get to the hard-edged takeaway here, the WtT verdict. When you spend £800 million on protection and your entire global operation gets shut down anyway, this is not a tech hiccup. This is not an oops. This is a catastrophic failure of strategy, period.
So where do they go from here? Well, in our view, there are 3 things JLR's leadership needs to do, like yesterday. Number 1, full, brutal transparency. Enough with the vague PR nonsense. Tell us what happened. Number 2, prioritize resilience over transformation. Seriously, your flashy new dashboards are completely useless if the factory can't actually build a car. And 3, this has to be owned at the board level. This isn't an IT problem anymore. It's a fundamental business continuity crisis, and the buck stops at the very top.
And really, this is the bottom line. For a premium brand like Jaguar Land Rover, the word reliability is everything. But here's the kicker. That doesn't just mean the car starts every morning. It means the company is reliable enough to build and deliver that car in the first place. And right now, that fundamental trust is shattered.
So we'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. Right now, in the mad dash to digitally transform, companies are throwing billions, literally billions of dollars at it. But as Jaguar Land Rover just learned in the most painful way possible, if you don't secure your foundations first, your shiny transformation project just becomes an £800 million monument to a business that can't even operate. So I'll ask you, for a modern company, what's the bigger risk? Falling behind on transformation or failing to prevent disruption? Let us know what you think.